Hi everyone. Welcome. I am Water, and I'll be going over my VTuber introduction PowerPoint for my VTuber character Echoes. Yay! Really looking forward to doing this for quite some time. Has taken quite a bit of effort and motivation, but hope you guys will enjoy taking a listen and getting a gist on what my design and thought process was in this process since I started, I believe, last summer. So, summer of 2021, approximately. And hope you enjoy learning about the process. So, first, I'm going to go over with a general personal overview. So, who am I exactly? Currently, I am an English independent VTuber. I'm also an American who lives in New York City. Can't give any more details because that would be me doxing myself. Wow. I also have a general business background in education and in my full-time job. So at least in relation to money and some basic business advice, I can probably provide that. I sadly can only speak English. I do not know any foreign languages. Except maybe a bit of Chinese, a little bit with writing, but besides that, only English. Also a really big weeb to a point of being called an elitist. If you know anime, in the anime scene, you know what I mean. But it pretty much just means I have a quite a prestigious taste in anime, if that counts for anything. Also manga as well. Some things I like is that I love apples and apple flavored things. Big fan of apple juice, apple flavored products. I really like salmon sashimi. Very tasty stuff, though expensive. I can't get it very often. I have a background in Eastern Asian and Southeastern Asian cultures, so I haven't eat quite a lot of Eastern Asian and Southeast Asian food like pho or sushi or kimchi. Eat lots of interesting and flavorful foods, which I quite like. Big fan of Japanese mayo. I put it on most savory dishes, whether it's with scrambled eggs or eggs over easy. And then like just let's see, I put it on fried rice. I put it on bread. Yeah, I put it on quite a few things. I really like being organized. I may not be the neatest person, but having an organized space leads to organized mind. I also really like reading books, manga, and webtoons. Spend quite a lot of my time doing this to a point that I don't really watch anime as much anymore. But I do enjoy reading. I also like drinking water. Uh, comes from when I used to play sports in high school. I initially hated water, but over time I eventually learned to really like it. And I drink it all the time. I always have a cup next to me. Artsy stuff is in relation to my hobbies. You'll see that later. And money. Who doesn't like money, right? The bane of our working existences. Some dislikes are that I don't like too spicy food to a point that I can't eat it. To me, it's a waste of money. Sadly, don't like liver. Tastes like sand. Don't like messiness. Don't like things that are too dirty or disorganized. I don't like non-con, short for non-consensual stuff, and fanfics and manga. If you read either of them, you'll get what I mean too. And also lack of communication because many things in the world can be solved with communication. Some of my favorite anime is I'm a really big fan of Natsume's Book of Friends, also known as Natsume Yujincho. Probably one of my all-time favorite shows ever since I was younger or in high school. Big fan of Deno Coil, very excellent sci-fi AR show. A few shows I really enjoy in my childhood are Moribito, Guardian of the Spirit, 12 Kingdoms, and the third, The Girl with the Blue Eye. Overall, very excellent shows. More recently, I've been a really big fan of Gundam Unicorn. which has inspired partially my VTuber character. Very good thematic elements in evolving the future of humanity. I'm a big Tsubasa Chronicle fan, and in regards to the anime, the best version of it would have to be the OVAs, and especially like Tokyo Revelations, which starts off at the end of the original TV show and sort of fills in the blanks for manga readers who have been dying for a proper adaptation for the later chapters. Also big fan of Rurouni Kenshin, Trust and Betrayal, specifically the prologue or prequel OVAs. Not a fan of the sequel. I would never watch it. It's too depressing. But the prologue is rather insightful into Kenshin's background and ideology. And also I'm a big fan of The Ancient Magus Bride. Been extremely excited about it since I started reading the manga and ever since the anime was originally announced. Here are just a few of my favorite manga and webtoons. I read quite a lot, so I couldn't put everything down, but I put down a few notable ones. A big fan of Witch Hat Atelier. If you happen to read the scans, you would maybe notice that I am the proofreader for the manga. Though currently there's a bit of, not really controversy, it's more like there's a wonder about how the scanlations will go on, especially since there's been recent news of it being officially officially serialized in the Morning to Japanese magazine in English. So hopefully that will help bring more of the recent English chapters to English audiences. Big fan of Natsume Book of Friends manga as well. I read all of it. Also big fan of Nausicaa's manga, which goes far beyond the original Ghibli movie. It's all written by Miyazaki, so it's all him. Probably his most fleshed out world and series to date. Highly recommended to Ghibli fans or fans of the man himself, Miyazaki. I really like Magus of the Library. Sort of invokes a love of books and love of knowledge and learning. And the art is very excellent. Highly recommend. Big fan of Ancient Magus Bride's manga. In regards to a few webtoons I like, really like Stepmother's Marhen, probably my all-time favorite webtoon. Really interesting political intrigue, and all the characters have their own nuances. So in a way, it's quite sophisticated of a webtoon, and enjoyable as well. The Broken Ring is one that has only recently started. I've read a bit of the novel online and have been looking at the discussions on the forum, and it seems quite excellent. I'll be reading the manhwa as time passes on. The Secret Lady is by the same creator, Stepmother's Marhen. Really like it as well because of that, and the art is extremely beautiful, and also by the same studio as well, with the manhwa. So it is impeccably beautiful. Also, I think the last one's like The Crow's Bride, I believe. Don't remember quite the English title, but it also has really pretty art, and the main characters are really interesting. Lady is a crow who got isekai'd into a novel, and the male lead is also quite handsome. A few of my favorite games include 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim. Overall, a very excellent story-driven game. Highly recommend. Favorite Fire Emblem game is Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia Echoes, where I get my VTuber character's abbreviated name, which is Echoes. Probably the most visually stunning Fire Emblem game when it comes to aesthetics. And extremely big fan of the character designer Left, or Hidari. It also has a beautiful soundtrack. I'm also a really big fan of Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. Really beautiful game that has had involvement from Studio Ghibli. So it's kind of like playing if Studio Ghibli ever released a game, closest thing would probably be Ni no Kuni. My favorite Pokemon game is probably Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time. I would put Sky here, but I lost it, so I don't remember the details, but Explorers of Time is still a really excellent game. Big fan of Okami. Super beautiful Japanese calligraphy-like style. It's like paintings. Super pretty and very, very memorable game for me. I also really like Dragon Quest XI. Rather also very beautiful game, and probably one of the more recent games I've played. Overall, just really enjoyed the adventure and everyone that you got to meet, along with the story. Very refined Dragon Quest game, and perfect for any person trying to get into the franchise. And also a big fan of Muramasa Rebirth, which is by Vanillaware as well, like 13 Sentinels, and also has that very strong Japanese style aesthetic, which I really like. Some games I want to stream is that I want to stream Genshin Impact. That's probably the game I've played the most since its launch. And also I play a bit of Vagrant Order for quite some time. So those I want to casually stream. But games that haven't been really released officially yet would be Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero, also by Hoyoverse Akami Hoyo. So, but those haven't come out yet, so I can't really give any details in regards to them. But I definitely want to play them once they come out. So I imagine playing mostly Genshin and maybe FGO and maybe Demo 2, which I have included. So primarily mobile games. Not that I don't want to play console ones, but I also am trying to look for a video capture card and something I'll have to invest in later. I have a current setup that allows me to capture my mobile devices, so that's what I'm using right now. Some upcoming stream ideas I had for August, actually, since I don't really stream particularly frequently because I only do it for special occasions as of right now due to my current schedule, is that I want to stream Tower Fantasy when it launches on August 10th, so maybe around 8 or 9 p.m. EST. I really do want to play it. I've actually played the beta. I thought it was alright. Not my favorite, but I think it would be an interesting thing to stream. And also I'll be able to play with my brother too. So that would be fun. And also when Sumeru is estimated to launch for Genshin version 3.0, so it's around August 23rd or 24th. So that would be really fun because I'm pretty sure big Genshin fans are really looking forward to Sumeru's release and the launch of a new place to explore, since it's been around a year since Inazuma has become available to everyone. Now I'll go to some Vtuber specific details. So currently my goals as a Vtuber is that I'm not really mainly want to do streaming. I actually want to do mostly video essays. So my main goals are to create video essays on YouTube. Once I'm able to learn a bit more about how to do video creation, it's not really a specialty of mine. I'm not really skilled in it, so it's something I have to learn. I want to stream Honkai Star Rail once it's announced. It's probably the main game I've wanted to stream since I became a VTuber. But due to not having an official launch day, I'm trying to stream other things instead. I also stream Sumeru as mentioned before, because that's going to be super fun and exciting and really nice to explore with other people. Now I'm going to go over to a bit into the lore of my VTuber character. So who exactly is Echoes? So Echoes is a captain of a spaceship in a small crew, also a mecha pilot. They represent an idealistic and futuristic form of humanity. And they also captain a patrol ship with a deployable mecha suit, which you'll see later. And the general character profile is, their full name is Hoshino Shimizu, though abbreviated would be Echoes. So their main goal is that they're part of the Earth Protection Force, which is tasked with protecting futuristic Earth from enemy and alien forces. 23 in age. They wear their main characteristics that they wear a tiara. They have silver earrings. They also have a belt with a jewel, and also wear AR/VR goggles. So a representation of what a futuristic person may wear and do. They have a crew size of 4 on their ship, which includes a weapons specialist, a navigator, comms officer, engineer, and secretary. And their main goal, outside of wanting to protect the Earth, is to travel across the galaxy and meet new races and visit new planets. So in a way, their role as a captain of the Earth Protection Force will eventually lead them to future opportunities the more capable and excellent they become as a pilot. So a lot of my backstory and lore for my VTuber character is inspired by these 3 shows. First one is Crest of the Stars and its sequel Banner of the Stars. A lot of the color theme and aesthetics from the uniform and the hair as well comes from Crest/Banner. Though I'm not taking too much of the imperialistic aspects, but I'm more taking the conceptual idea of the Ob alien race that's used as the main race in the show, outside of normal people. Also using some Gundam Universal Sentry and Gundam Unicorn inspiration when it comes with new type abilities. And also am inspired by Gargantia as well, in regards to my character coming from a Earth where much of humanity has left, in regards to having been covered in an ice age. So much of humanity has left, and then those who remain end up living underground during the ice age, and once the ice age ends, are able to return back to the surface and then be able to continue to live their lives. This is a mecha design I was able to very, very luckily get commissioned by 2020 VH on Twitter. Really, really glad I was able to commission them, because I've been looking for quite some time for a mecha designer to commission in regards to a design. Especially since my character is a mecha pilot, I wanted to give them a custom mecha suit, but only at the time had an example that I liked from Captain Earth. And I didn't want to keep using that, and yeah, so here you go. It's awesome. Really, really like how it came out. So, my VTuber character pilots a mech, and that mech has a AI who's known as Minato. So in a way, the pilot and the AI work together in order to be able to defeat their enemies in the most optimal way. And here's a weapon design I was able to get commissioned by Uriel Judge, who's also a VTuber. And it's pretty much a chakram weapon that could also shoot bullets. Very cool stuff. It's inspired partially by Tron. And I'll just go over a quick Echoes lore. In a distant yet near future, humanity has started its initial exploration of space, colonizing planets nearest their home planet Earth, also meeting new races, visiting new planets, and traveling at the speed of light. As humanity started to explore genetic engineering, more and more people were born with traits to better adapt to the harsh environment of space. Some of these traits include psychic abilities, both telekinetic and empathetic, being able to feel the emotions of others, and greater spatial awareness and genetic superiority. Without proper protection and gear, death is quick in space's vacuum, but these adaptations, along with others, help improve humanity's survival. This is a general background, sort of the lore around my VTuber character. And then I'm going to go over a general rundown of the design process it took in order to do this. So when I initially was requesting for my character to be designed, I had to use a lot of words and pictures because I didn't have a design at the time. So on the left, I use Raphael from Crest of the Stars/Banner, use the general uniform colors of black, purple, and also a bright blue hair as well. So you could say that Crest/Banner is probably the main inspiration with color scheme. And from Gundam Seed, I took the long uniform with like a skirt, which I thought was really nice. I'm a big fan of military uniforms, so I wanted to incorporate that as well. From Celica from Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia, I took the tiara because I thought it was super cute and it's something I haven't really seen in VTuber designs. From this picture of Yue from Cardcaptor Sakura, I took like the hairstyle with the big fluffy bangs and really long locks of hair. In a way, I realized that it gave a more of an 80s, 90s vibe, which I thought was really nice. And from Hikaru no Go, a show that is also very personally nostalgic for me, I took the 2 different hair colors. Brighter hair on the front, darker hair on the back. And also my character has some very stylistic shading. But it's mostly the 2 different hair colors, which is the main focus. So this is actually the first design I was able to get created. initially, when I DM'd them for a commission, they gave me this little sketch in order to finalize the colors. So I believe I filled in the proper colors I was looking for, and also the general design of the outfit. I had to do some color corrections, so I did that. And yeah, and then eventually I was able to get the final design, which I've been using quite initially when I was looking for art to commission for my character. They did such a really good job, and I really love how they did coloring and rendering. Very beautiful. Next, one of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to commission for a Vroid avatar, because I didn't really know how to use Vroid at the time. So I wanted to commission someone who was very skilled in using it. So this is what I was able to get at the time. Don't really use this right now because I'm using more of like a PNG and currently getting a more of a custom 3D model. I'm really glad that I was able to do this though. It gave me an idea on whether I want to use Vroid or not, and whether I wanted more of a custom version. This is the first character commission sheet, reference sheet I was able to get commissioned by Shihoran. Shihoran was someone who I've been following for quite some time on Twitter, and really known specifically for a lot of FGO art when it comes to the more later art that I followed them initially for. Really big fan of their Gilkidu art, which is Gilgamesh X and Kidu as a ship, very cute and very beautiful. Because of that, I knew that they could do more androgynous characters, and I was able to commission them for my Vtuber design, which made me really happy. Yeah, and currently their commissions are open, so if anyone wants to get a design, I'd recommend commissioning them, especially if you're looking for more androgynous, beautiful characters. Here I was able to get some commissions for some alternate outfits I had in mind. So from Shia VT, who's also a VTuber, I was able to get some like dress-up dolls, which is really cute. So I got like a Chinese-style Hanfu on the left. And on the right, I was able to get more of a Middle Eastern kind of design, which I was looking for more of a culturally inspired one. And then from Wish Fishy, I was able to get a more of a realized version of full body. Yeah, they did such a good job. Very beautiful rendering, which I really liked. And then in order to eventually prepare for getting a 3D model, I commissioned Makanyan for a 3D blueprint, who is part of the Artemis Guild, who does a lot of like rigging and also 3D model creation. Because when I initially applied for the 3D models, I was actually rejected initially because I didn't have a proper reference sheet. So I eventually got this commission and may consider commissioning them for a proper 3D model using this reference sheet as a base. Was able also to finalize more of the color scheme I was looking for, as the initial reference sheet was a little too bright with the initial lighter blue in the front of the hair. I was able to get that toned down a bit. I also wanted a bit more pretty eyes as well. So yeah, well, really glad I was able to get this done, because it pretty sure is very helpful for any artists who want to look at as a reference for future art commissions. And then I'm going to go over some world building and commissions I was able to get in order to sort of flesh out my VTuber character a bit more. So this is one of the first illustrations I was able to get from Mamon Sinon. They're known for a lot of very scenic Genshin art specifically. I really liked how charismatic their art was, and it left quite a really strong impression on me. So it was really dying to commission them once they had the comms open. So yeah, so this is specifically a scene where my VTuber character Echoes is communicating with their crew members, which was the general concept. Because what I really liked about this artist specifically was that I had 3 concepts in mind, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to get commissioned at the time. And they gave me 3 bases. One was my VTuber character floating in space in sort of a fetal position. One was where my VTuber character was crossing their arms with a space backdrop. And one was they're talking with the crew members. I definitely didn't expect that at all, and I'm just so glad that they gave me the option to choose and put so much effort for this commission. So I definitely would like to commission them again someday. I really love also how they did the rendering, and it's such a beautiful paint jelly style, and also the very cool effect with the holograms as well was really nice. This person I was able to get commissioned from Karm Akaroyas. They do a lot of albedo Genshin art on Twitter, which I followed them for. And they also had a really beautiful painterly style. I know if I actually have bought some of their prints before, and I own them myself, so I want to commission them because of that. So I didn't have quite enough money to commission them for my initial idea which was that to show my VTuber character traveling through different places, because they travel to different planets over the journey of their life, if that makes sense. So instead of initially being 4 scenes, I eventually narrowed it down to 2, which was one was sort of like an alien planet with very pastel vibes, and one was sort of like a space station kind of vibe, which I also provide reference for. So overall, very, very cool composition, which I really like. This one is actually a more of a series commission, actually, by a vendor. They do a lot of like Xiao Aether Genshin art, and also they do a lot of Genshin scenery art overall. It also seems to be a very dedicated and talented art student. I really like commissioning this person as well because I don't know, it's like when you look at their art, it has such a otherworldly but such a beautiful vibe overall that sort of really captivated me. So I was really glad that I had the opportunity to commission them as well. This art is actually inspired by a really, not really old, it's like an old French like sci-fi space race show. Forgot the name off the top of my head, but anyone who knows would know. And it looks like they were really glad to incorporate that inspiration into this alien planet, which was really nice. And then this one was pretty much by Amorphia, who does a lot of background art. Because at the time I was looking for a commission for the main control room of the spaceship that my VTuber character uses with their crew members. It was a very specific type of commission, so I was looking around for people who were capable of doing it. I came across Amorphia first when looking around. And overall they did a really good job. They have like the captain's chair in the middle, and you got the 4 crew members on the side, got the view of space outside. Overall, really good job and well done. Though it is a bit busy in regards to just, I feel like it's a little difficult for me to use as a background for like videos and stuff. But I definitely am glad I was able to commission them as like sort of like a continuation of the world building for my VTuber character. Sort of understand what type of life and world that they live in. And then this one was a sci-fi bedroom kind of background by Mirabelle VTuber, who I follow on Twitter when I saw their commissions, actually, in regards to doing like 3D scenery backgrounds. Currently, they're a really busy university student who's trying to finalize their, I guess, final project, I believe, or studying in some way. So hopefully they're doing well. And I guess the deal with this was that it's has pretty much a similar color scheme as my VTuber character. Like purples, dark blues, light blues, glowing things. And also there's a lot of pictures that are inspired by commissions that I've received or commissions they have done. And yeah, just very relaxing, calming vibe, which I really liked. Very futuristic as well, and lots of fruits and water, and a bit of personality with the books, because I personally like reading, and respectively my VTuber likes reading as well. This one is actually one that took quite some time, by Art by Valence, who I found on Twitter for, I believe, Genshin art, because I think they did art on Kokomi quite a while back. I was really captivated by how beautiful and detailed their rendering was for their art, so I wanted to commission them for that. And they did quite a good job here. Sort of, they showing my VTuber character controlling their mech, which is in a VR space. So there's lots of holograms and things, so that's really cool. Here is art by Pinlin, who is pretty much an artist who I met via Artemis, because I actually commissioned quite a while back for a chibi, chibi model, live 2D model, yes. So through Artemis, I was able to meet Pin because she's like an affiliate artist who has done some of the artist work for some of the characters that were rigged by Artemis. So through that meeting and through being able to be introduced to them, I was able to meet Pinlin and also commission her for some art of my VTuber character, who she actually liked when I was talking about my character to her. So yeah, it did such a good job. I think this illustration is probably one of the best versions of art that I've seen for my VTuber character. It has such a experimental feel, and also, I don't know, it's like very like provocative, or it sort of makes you in a contemplative mood, if that makes any sense. And then here are a few more notable commissions. The one on the left is actually a comic panel I was able to get commissioned, sort of showing my VTuber character being prepared to go into a space battle against the aliens or the enemy invaders, which was sort of a scene I envisioned for quite some time. I couldn't quite find the artist until I found blue, like a bluish pink. Middle one was, I actually heard about it from, I think I was actually seeing someone retweet art of commissioning for a Pokemon commission. And then based on that, I was able to commission that person, not the retweet person, but the person retweeted. And then I was able to get on the waiting list for the Pokemon character commissions, which was really nice. So yeah, they did such a cool job, because it's also, the other small dream of mine was to have a character illustrated like as a Pokemon trainer. As a big fan of Pokemon, it's just such a amazing thing to have a dream come true. And on the right is by Siddate Art, another person who I follow on Twitter and also bought prints from, because they have such a really beautiful okami style. And yeah, and also was able to kind of get a Fire Emblem design as well. So it sort of snuck in that alternative costume design in there, which was really nice. Yeah, such a really scenic and beautiful vibe there. And then also I'm going to go over general design process of Hashimoto Chisa, who is pretty much a OC in relation to my VTuber character. So this is the overall concept. Don't want to overwhelm you all too much, but the point is that she lives in a cold, wintry place, has black and white hair with golden eyes, wears very ethnically traditional clothing, like Japanese Inuit people, as seen in the Utewaru Mono series, or from ancient Turkey or Middle East or Mongolia, like Shokoku no Altair, which is a manga on ancient Turkey, A Bride's Story, which is based on the Middle East, and Tenji no Kuni, which is based on ancient Mongolia. So I wanted more like intricate, heavy clothing, and initially had an OC that kind of put too many things in one basket. So based on Pinlin's suggestion quite a while back, I split them into two characters. One based on a wintry place and one based on a desert place. So this is the winter one. She also wears a lot of silver jewelry, kind of like Hua Cheng from Heaven's Official Blessing, or Tianguang Sufu. And also she uses as weapons a metal fan or needles or strings. Main story is that she's an immortal business person who sells books and herbs for a living. And one time when she was traveling and doing her business, she drank from spring in the ground and became immortal. And eventually, over time, through a variety of meetings, she meets the observer of the world, and respectively the planet she lives in, and kind of helps share the burden a bit. This concept is inspired by The Girl with the Blue Eye. If you've watched the whole thing, you'll know. Specifically, the last episode. And in a way, she is considered immortal, but eventually can enter life. It's sort of like the original observer made a mistake. So in a way, like it can reverse the immortality whenever she wants, which is really good. because a lot of immortal people become, in a way, go crazy over time. So I wanted to make it less of a, I guess, less of a burden and more of like an option, if that makes sense. So I was looking for quite some time on Twitter for someone capable of doing what I was looking for, and to find Kingcraft Kingu on Twitter. They did a lot of, they opened their commissions, which I saw, and also they did a lot of designs based on inanimate objects, which are really beautiful. So yeah, just really good timing. So I was able to commission them, and how the process worked was that they had 3 designs or concepts that they go through based on revisions I'd ask for. And yeah, and then I would eventually from these designs pick the final one. So the first one was what they did based off the initial concept I read before. Didn't really have much feedback for this one outside of bit of hair adjustments from what I know. Second one, they adjusted the hair. So it has like the white in the front, black in the back. I wanted that to be sort of a defining characteristic of my OCs, as a way of sort of distinguishing them from other characters. So that split hair is at least a visual indicator. Also, I was able to get them to add a nice cute hat, Russian hat. Sort of convey more that they lived in a wintry place. And also they have a box to carry all their peddling and medicine and things. Because their primary occupation is as a peddler, they need a place to, store their goods and everything. And yeah, and the last one was pretty much I want to incorporate sort of a little bird motif. And also I told them my story in relation to them, so they added a little bell around the neck, on the necklace, and also showed a version without the coat on. So this is actually the final design. I sort of took the hat and then the box, and also was able to get the jewelry adjusted, because when they walk, it's like you could hear them coming because of how loud their jewelry is. So I need to showcase that a bit more. And on the right was pretty much the same as the underclothes, but without that extra white cloth. It was like the white cloth seemed to be part more of the jacket, so it didn't really feel necessary, so I just removed that here. Yeah, they did such an amazing job. I'm just so glad I was able to commission them. And then I'll quickly go over the story. A bit more on the Hashimoto Chisa lore. There's a rumor in the northern part of the world of an immortal woman who has never aged past her youth and spent her time learning about the world, sold books and goods unlike anywhere else, and healed the ill and wounded. They say that she has rich and silky obsidian locks, but with the passage of time, her hair has started to become as white as snow. Her blue eyes turn to a rich and brilliant gold color. Before you meet her, you can hear her coming with the clink of the jewelry she wears, like the sound of silver bells. They are believed to have come from her distant homeland she left long ago, as she traveled around the world. If you happen to meet her, she would ask you if you happen to need anything. If you said you didn't, she would leave and move on her merry way. But if you did, a smile would cover her lips, and with her bag, she would bring you to a safe location to show off her wares. Once unveiled, you could see books of various languages on a variety of subjects, to dried herbs and spices that could heal the wounded for a variety of ailments, or cook foods from distant lands, to clothing and tools beautiful and immaculate. Her prices are always fair, and her customers know that if she hears a lie, she'll confront you right away and tell you to tell the truth, or otherwise the deal for her wares is off. But outside of her wares, what her customers loved the most were the stories she would tell. Because of her wisdom and age, it was as if her mind was an endless library that, depending on what type of story was told, she picked the perfect one for the occasion, and could spend an entire night telling stories until her companion would be lulled to a deep sleep. She knew more about the world than anyone else, loved more fiercely than anyone, and grieved just as fiercely when her loved ones passed away. If someone was with her as she traveled, they would remain safe for those short and brief meetings. There'd be nothing to fear, from illness to dangerous beasts to dangerous beings, both of the mortal and supernatural. After all, she was Hashimoto Chisa, the one who bridged 1,000 mountains, an observer of the history of the world, but often was seen among the snow, as they reminded her of her homeland, and often was where people needed her the most. Pretty much fine. Go on an ending note of why I became a VTuber. So originally, last year, I was sort of introduced to VTubing by Fia from, the virtual reality show. Pretty much a channel on VR specifically. And she had this video called How to Be a Virtual VTuber, which pretty much broke down the process and in a way made VTubing a lot more accessible to normal people. It's probably one of her most famous videos, which I happen to see luckily online as a very rabid or very dedicated YouTube watcher. So because of that, I actually bought a Valve, took quite a big chunk of my money, also upgraded my PC to be able to handle VR, which I thought was needed for VR or needed for VTubing. I eventually learned otherwise that wasn't, but regardless, I actually do want to create a 3D model and have a 3D model to create engaging content. Since my main goal as a VTuber was that I wanted to create content without revealing my face, and wanting to create stories and create sort of something new to experience for people, as I thought that was what, in a way, made YouTube so very memorable. Rather than just streaming for the sake of streaming and for the sake of money, I want to create a memorable experience for people. And that's sort of what continues to motivate me, even if still haven't really created a video essay yet. But I do have like the thumbnails ready. And I do have kind of an idea of what to do. It just will take a bit more time and effort from me to eventually be able to realize that goal and I guess dream in a way. And here are a few of the people I follow on YouTube who I'm very inspired by. Lads Motion, who does really beautifully edited manga and anime videos. Really stunning, and really her voice is just such a joy to listen to. And just watch how she breaks down things that I like as well. So satisfying. Alexander also does sort of a similar line. More different subjects. Also does like games and characters. Also like, I don't know, it's just like, I feel like I can relate to these people and thus I admire them for what they're doing and everything. And Beyond Ghibli, who does a lot of anime analyses and content. Also does a lot of things on more obscure things. Obscure anime, which not everyone has seen, and really has such a beautifully scripted videos and also very relaxing voice. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed going over my very, very long PowerPoint on introducing my VTuber stuff. And hope you had a good time and could enjoy just listening. Thank you.